What's up, fight fans? My name is Angelo, and welcome back to Jello Man MMA. If this is your first time, please hit subscribe. I post content like this every single week. Today, I'll be reacting to UFC 274. I was at the fight with my girlfriend. It was an unbelievable event. The whole experience was crazy. I'm gonna make a couple videos today, but the first video is I'm gonna talk about my experiences at going to the fight, the fighter hotel, and the fight, and then the fighter hotel after the fight. So before we get into the video, subscribe to the channel and like this video. So when we went to the fight, it was me and my girlfriend, and when we got to the parking garage, we were walking into the hotel, and as we were going to the hotel, we saw the fighter bus, and as soon as we saw that, we were getting hyped up. We rushed across the street to see if we could see any fighters. We saw a few fighters, but none of the more well-known fighters. We just saw a couple. And then we went into the hotel, we checked in, and we went to the elevator. As we're going into the elevator, we saw this tall guy, and he was wearing the Venom UFC t-shirts, and I didn't recognize him at first. And he was such a nice dude, and he told me and my girlfriend, he's like, "Hey, you guys going up?" And we're like, "Yes, we're going up." And as we're in the elevator, I was like, "Whoa, hold on, is this Ovid St. Preux?" And I didn't recognize him right away, and I was gonna text my girlfriend as we're in the elevator. I was gonna text her, "This is a fighter," but then I texted that to my friend that was going to the fight, and then as I was trying to pull him up on Instagram so I could show my girlfriend, I had my head down, and we're walking. The elevator opened up, and we're getting ready to walk out. And then who walks in? Fucking John Anik. He walks in, and my girlfriend's like, Angelo. And I was like, "What?" And then she's like, "It's John Anik." And I was like, and then she was like, "Hi." And then he was like, "Hello." And then the door closed, and then she was like, "That was John Anik." And I was like, "What the hell? Are you serious? I totally missed out on him." It was the best thing that could happen. That wasn't even the fight yet. That was just us arriving at the hotel before we even got to the door. So that was cool. I was already hyped before the fight. So yes, I apologize for my throat. As you can tell, I was so hyped up for the fight. I lost my voice yesterday. I was gonna make a video yesterday, but my voice was a lot worse yesterday than it is today. And so yeah, we checked into the hotel. We drank a couple of drinks, and we were like, "All right, let's go outside. Let's go to the hall, the hallway." And we went outside our room, and we were staying at the Hyatt, and the Hyatt, you can see everything from the inside. You can see everything from the inside looking down, so you can see all the way down to like the second floor. We were on the third floor, and right below us, you can see where the fighters go in to do their interviews, the weigh-ins and whatnot. So we started seeing a couple of different fighters, and as we saw, we're there. They went back inside the room, and then from our room, you're able to see down at the bottom from where the fighters were entering the hotel, where people were checking in. And we saw a couple of fighters here and there, and we went back outside, and we were just chilling, and then we see Charles Oliveira across the hallway walking out to the pool, and we thought he was going to the pool, and we were like, "Oh, Charles, oh shit, it's Charles Oliveira." And my girlfriend's like, "Charles," and he looked back at us, but he just like smiled, and he went back outside, and we thought he went to the swimming pool, and we went back into the room, and then we went back out, then we started hearing some like loud pops, and we're like, "What is that?" And I already knew that's someone's hitting mitts, but we didn't know who it was. So we were like, "Should we go see who it is?" And we walk out to the opposite end, and you can see Charles Oliveira hitting pads. And I tell you what, Charles Oliveira has the most insane power. He was hitting the punching bag, the pads, and it was loud. The whole hotel was just loud from him hitting the pads. So we see him, and we walk around to the elevator, and we were just literally within 10 to 15 feet of Charles Oliveira warming up. And bro, that was the best thing ever. And like I said, that wasn't even the fight yet. That's what's crazy. And so we're like, "All right, let's go back down to we took a picture. We didn't take a picture with him because he was warming up. We just took a picture from a distance watching him warm up. And after that, we went went back to the room. We're like, all right, let's go back down and hang out in the lobby for a little bit. So we went back down to the hallway, or to the main lobby. As we were going down in the elevator, we saw Norma Dumont, and we went in, and I was like, we saw the Venom gear, and I was like, at first I don't know why I thought it was Mackenzie Dern, and I was like, no, that's not her. That's somebody else. I was like, who's that? I tried to remember, but we were just so starstruck, and she was in the elevator right next to us, and we're just me and my girlfriend Brittany were like, that's a fighter. That's so cool. We were so excited, and Norma looked at us. She was like just smiling the whole time, and she was like, and I was like, hey, good luck. We were like, good luck tonight. And she said, thank you. And then we walked out of the elevator, and we were like, bro, that was a fighter. That at the time I don't know who it was. I was trying to remember who it was, and then as we got down to the lobby, we see Aljamain Sterling walking into the elevator, going back up, and my girlfriend was like, Aljamain, and then the guy behind us was all stoked. He was like, yeah, it's Aljamain, and I was like, oh fuck, like we're not even at the fights yet, and we're pumped up. Keep in mind, this is our first time seeing fighters in person. We're diehard UFC fight fans, so for us to see that in person was fucking crazy. So we hung out for a little bit, and we're just checking out the fighters coming in, because they're getting ready to go to the fight, and we were sitting there at the top, and then we see fucking Gilbert Burns walking in. I was like, Gilbert, and Brittany's like, my girlfriend's like, Gilbert, and he's like, hey, what's going on? What's going on, guys? And we're like, oh shit, can we take a picture? He's like, yeah man, go up, cool. So I go up, I take a picture, my girlfriend gets that picture, and then he goes back up to the room, and then we go back, we sit down, and we're like, oh fuck, that was fucking Gilbert Burns. We're just so pumped up and fired up, and like I said, the fights haven't even started yet. And then we kick back for a little bit, and the next thing you know, I see this dude to the left of us coming in, Beato's haircut, and I was like, fucking Patty Pimblett. And Brittany was like, Patty, and he was walking, he turns around, and then he looks at us, and he's like, hey, what's going on, guys? And he goes back to the hotel, and we're like, bro, he just looked at us, and we were stoked. And then I don't think we saw any other fighters after that was exciting. So we're like, all right, let's get ready to go to the fight. So of course we go to the fight, and we walk over there. We got there during the prelims, and we watched if you guys never been to a UFC fight, it's one of the best experiences you ever experience. It is just insane. I can't describe what the feeling is like going to a fight. It's just something you have to experience for yourself. It's crazy. It will never disappoint. And so we get to the fight, watch the prelims, and overall the fights were all good. I'm gonna make another video about the fights, but the whole arena was insane. The energy in the building was like no other. I've been to a couple of UFC fights, and this was one of the top ones, and I was excited. I was pumped up. I was fired up. My girlfriend was fired up. It was just an overall good night. When Michael Chandler, I'll talk about the Michael Chandler knockout in another video, but when he knocked out Tony Ferguson, the whole arena was just exploded. Everyone was excited. Everyone was pumped up. And then of course they go to the main event, the hometown. Justin Gaethje he lit up the crowd. It sucked to see him lose, but that's another video. I'll make it a little later on. So the fights were over. We went back to the hotel. We're walking back to the hotel, and we were like, let's hang out in the lobby, see if we see anybody. So we're hanging out, and then that's when we saw Mackenzie Dern, Norma Dumont again, and then we saw Thug Rose. She was walking back to the hotel. She was, Rose was she was frustrated because we were sitting at the same spot we were sitting in. So to the left of us, you can see a group of people who are surrounding the fighters. The main lobby was right behind us on the left side, and then to the right side was where the fighters were getting onto the bus to get to the fight. So there was no one on this side, on the right side of us. So we're at the whole sitting down eating fucking Doritos, and the first person we saw, I think it was Bruce Buffer. Bruce Buffer came in, and he was in the crowd, and he was just, everyone was surrounding him. He went back up to the hotel, to his room, and we were just chilling, eating our chips, and then Next thing you know, I just see people coming from the right side of us, and there was nobody on this side, so nobody knew who was coming. Everyone was all on this side, and we see Doug Rose was coming in, and I was like, "Oh, that's Rose," and so did my girlfriend. She saw her too. She's like, "Rose," and she looked back at us, and she just gave us a little nod. And then after that we saw Bruce. Yeah, we saw Bruce Buffer. He's going to the elevator. We're stoked for that. And then we see Kevin Gastelum. I took a picture with Kevin Gastelum, and we saw Dan Cormier coming back in. And we didn't get to take a picture with Dan Cormier. I took a picture with Mackenzie Dern and Norma Dumont. And yeah, fucking Kevin Gastelum's one of the nicest dudes you'll ever meet. I went up to him. I was like, "Hey, can I get a picture?" And he was like, "Yeah, bro, yeah, go ahead, bro, you can take a picture." And we took a picture, and he was like, "Thanks, man." And I was like, "Thanks, why are you telling me thanks?" And it was awesome. It was awesome to see. I was excited to just to be around these fighters. Like, we're diehard UFC fight fans, and it was just so cool to be around the fighters. And next, it was and then we saw Paddy Pimblett went back up to the hotel again, and this time he gave us a fist bump, and we were both so stoked to see that. So, man, like, it was overall a fun night. These fighters are some of the most nicest people you ever meet. They're so cool. They're so down to earth. They didn't reject us one time on any take pictures. Oh, and we took a picture with Megan O'Leary when she was coming in. We both that was so cool. She's so nice. She took a picture of my girlfriend, and it felt like they knew each other already. I was like, yeah, it was awesome. I can't explain everything. I can't explain the excitement. It was just one of the best nights we've ever had in a long time, and we can't wait to go back to another fight. Hopefully we can go to every UFC fight, but for sure if they come back to Phoenix, we'll go to another fight. So overall, the fights were awesome. I'll make some more videos about the other fights, but that's our experience with the fights. It's one of the best feelings you ever experience, and we had a fun time, and we'll see you guys. So that's it for this video, and we'll see you guys on the next video.